The war with Iran is having an impact far beyond the Middle East. Today, oil prices reached their highest level since July. Brent crude, the international benchmark, is about $91 a barrel. West Texas Intermediate, the U.S. benchmark, is about $85 a barrel. And a new article for the Free Press called "A Race Between Two Clocks in Iran," CBS News national security analyst Aaron MacLean writes, quote, "While military efforts in the Strait can extend the economic clock and buy time to push Iran's economy to the brink, the political clock ticks as well." Aaron MacLean joins us now. He's also host of the School of War podcast. Aaron, you write the outflow of oil through the Strait may be greater than we think. Why is that?
Right. So there's this mystery, Lindsay, about why it is that prices per barrel of oil are 85, 90 or so dollars a barrel if the Strait is in fact closed. Now, that's not cheap. The prices were much closer down in the 60s when this war kicked off. But at this point, we might expect them to be much, much higher. And early in the war, there was talk of them being $150 a barrel, $200 a barrel. And part of the answer appears to be that the U.S. Navy is, in fact, moving a fair amount of oil through the Strait at night.
Wow.
How much? It's hard to say. The Secretary of Energy claims that all in, between what's going through the Strait and through pipelines elsewhere in the region, it's 15 million barrels a day, which would be pretty close to pre-war averages. Now, we can't check his work. He's not showing the details, but it does seem to explain why the price is as stable-ish as it is, and it suggests that this period of protracted stalemate may just continue for some time.
So it feels like there's this game of chicken going on, that Iran is in this existential crisis for its survival, and they're not a democracy, so they don't have to deal with political pain like the president here at home does. And they know he has midterms coming up, and so they know that he wouldn't be a fan of unpopular high gas prices. So if it is, in fact, a game of chicken, how does this end? Who do you see blinking first? What does it take to get Iran to the point where they say, enough is enough, we can't do this anymore?
Well, that's exactly right. In Iran, what American economic warfare has to influence in the end is the decision-making of a small group of IRGC officers and hardline officials who run the country right now. As you can imagine, they're not that sympathetic to the generalized suffering of their population. But here in the United States, we have the U.S. Congress. A lot of people in that Congress opposed to this war, in particular Democrats, who some would suggest stand to do reasonably well in the midterm elections this fall. The Iranians absolutely know this fact. So even if Central Command is being successful in getting a lot of oil through the Strait, there's this other clock, this political clock that's ticking. President Trump is staring down the barrel of these midterms. And if a Democratic House of Representatives is seated in January, let alone a Democratic Senate, there's the longer shot towards that, depending on what you believe from the political analysts. That's a real hard problem for the president. Congresses have forced the United States out of wars before. Congress has that power, and that's a potential hard stop for the president's efforts.
Can you go into more detail about what it means for the president and his wartime powers if there's a Democratic-controlled House?
Well, I'll tell you, Lindsay, it's hard to say exactly how this is going to end, but I do think that the possibility of protraction is there. It could continue for some time. And the Congress really is the barrier here for the president that he has to think about seriously.
Aaron MacLean, thank you.